having a look at one of the big deals, one of our big headlines of the week, in fact. Dubai-based Ouigo acquiring Cleartrip's Middle East business and creating what they say will be the largest online travel marketplace in the region. We are very pleased to be speaking now to Ross Veitch, who is the CEO and co-founder of Ouigo. Ross, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, Brandy. Great to be with you.
So why have you bought the regional arm of Cleartrip? Talk me through the strategy here.
Yeah, so Ouigo's been, doing business here in the region for about a decade now, and we've been, partnering, partners of Cleartrip and Fly-In for many years. Know the guys well, and we've been trying to figure out ways to come together with them for some time, and the stars came into alignment over the last year, and so Flipkart had bought the Cleartrip business. So Flipkart, the big e-commerce giant in India, they're expanding into the travel category, and we're using Cleartrip as a foundation to do that. And they're laser focused on India. The Middle East is not their territory. It's the Middle East is part of the world we are laser focused on, and so it made sense for us to take those fabulous assets off their hand. There's in Cleartrip and Fly-In, we've got two incredibly strong brands. We've got great technology platforms. Cleartrip's by far the largest OTA in the UAE market, and beloved by the South Asian community right across the Gulf. Fly-In is it's a bit like the Travelocity of KSA. So they were the original, and they're very beloved by Saudi nationals. And by coming together, Ouigo as a marketplace. We work with hundreds of different travel brands, other OTAs, airlines, hotel chains directly. And by coming together, we're creating the largest diversified online travel group in the MENA region. And effectively, we're doubling our scale overnight. We're more or less making up for the lost COVID years, if you like, and accelerating our path towards an IPO in the public markets. So lots of good reasons for the transaction, Brandy.
Well, you say it's going to be the largest regional online travel marketplace. How big is big? Give me some numbers.
Yeah, so pre-COVID, 2019, across the group, we did about $2 billion worth of travel bookings across the platform, and we think by the end of this year, we should be back to that sort of run rate. And we're lucky. We may get back to that over summer. We're having a discussion about where the market's going just with the leadership team on Monday. And there's a growing consensus that we're going to have a very strong summer here in the MENA region with the COVID restrictions lifting in Europe, and it's getting easier to fly down to India, and Asia slowly opening up. And there's so much pent-up demand for travel. So we think the signs are good for a strong summer. So
pre-pandemic levels back in 2022?
Yeah, we think by the end of the year, we'll be back to that sort of run rate or trading above. That's our baseline scenario at the moment.
Is that more on the leisure side or the business side? How do the two differ?
Yeah, we see across the brands, we see a fair amount of what we call self-managed business. So it's not the corporate travel market, where you sort of call your in-house agent and book. This is we see a lot of business travel from people who are free to choose where they book. They do it themselves. They like the flexibility. And I was listening to your show last week. You had some people talking about the business and the corporate travel market, and I'm firmly in agreement with some of the what the guys from Musafir and Haitham from IHG were saying. So we're seeing the business travel coming back quite fast. I think in the MENA region, it's true for Asia as well. People are going to get back on planes. They're going to go and see their customers. They're going to go and see their colleagues. It's the way business gets done here, and there's a lot of pent-up demand for that. I think we'll do a bit more Zoom and a bit more Microsoft Teams than we have in the past. I think maybe in North America, you'll see a lot more of that. But I think in this part of the world, business travel is going to come back just fine.
And we've got just 1 minute left with you, Ross. You mentioned an IPO there earlier. What can you tell me about your plans in terms of size, in terms of timeline, and in terms of where you might list?
Yeah, so look, we're a few years away, Brandy. But in terms of where keeping our options open, the Middle East and the stock markets are evolving extremely rapidly and in very interesting directions at the moment. So we're keeping an eye on all of those. The US is an option. London's an option. Most of the world's big online travel grids trade in the US, so that's where the analysts and the public funds that know the space are. So lots of good options, but we'll decide a little closer to the time. But I think Ouigo will probably be the first of the the first of the online travel companies in the MENA region to hit sort of unicorn status and go public. But I don't think we'll be the last. It's a big market. There's a lot of opportunities, and I think you'll see a couple of us over the next 3, 4, 5 years.
Oh, there you go. Dubai-based Ouigo acquiring Cleartrip's Middle East business. We have been speaking this morning to Ross Veitch, CEO and co-founder of Ouigo. Thank you so much for your time this morning.